Good morning, Intenders.
Good morning.
Welcome back to Morning Intentions. Today is Thursday, December 11th, and we're so happy you're here with us for this week and this month of trust. Annette, what is our topic for today?
It dovetails our discussion yesterday because we were talking about I go into self-doubt, you go into overthinking. There's an important element here, and that's the people that we surround ourselves with. We want to have people in our lives. Not everyone, of course, it's never going to be everyone, but the people that are closest to
Our
us.
VIPs.
Our VIPs, yes, our VIPs. They need to be willing to support our gut. They don't always have to understand our gut because it's our gut, and how are they going to understand it? How are they going to always understand our intuition or our inner knowing? They may not. But if we're always getting pushback or even belittling because we have this gut feeling or this inner knowing, and we know that this is what's best for us, or this is the next best action that we need to take, they don't support us in that, life becomes a huge struggle because then we're always having to explain. And that's where I think people kind of get defensive, because if they're always being met with questioning, or if they're always being met with sarcasm, all the different varying forms of pushback, then it makes it harder to listen to our inner wisdom. I've had times where I had inner wisdom. There was a lot of, I'll just call them naysayers around me. Then I just kind of gave up. That's where the self-doubt, then
I've done the same thing.
you just kind of just say, okay, well, all right.
You can also give up before you get started.
Yes, you can say,
think
I know this is what's going to happen.
Yeah, so then you say, I'm not going to do that because I don't want to deal with it, or I'm not going to have the support I know I need. And then you start censoring yourself, whether it comes to what you're going to say or what you're going to do. And that stops us from listening to our inner wisdom, because why would we listen when we're not even going to use it?
Well, and this is where this kind of can get complicated. That's why it's called trust. Because if we're trusting our own intuition, inner wisdom, inner knowing, maybe we have to have a difficult conversation with some of the people that are our VIPs. If they're not showing up for us and there's a lot of contention and they always give us pushback, that's where growth comes in. That's where being authentic and learning to speak our truth and learning to speak up for our needs and share our feelings and make hearable requests. That's where everything that you and I try to practice and we teach, and we do practice every day. I mean, the reason I love getting up and going to work every day is because I get to practice once again. Because everything that we teach has helped me in some way in my life. Otherwise, we would not be teaching it. One thing I know is it's incredibly important, essential to have the people closest to you support you, even if they don't always understand you, or even if they have a different idea. They can have a different idea and you can have a conversation about it. But if you really have this gut feeling about something, and I'm not saying that they don't share their opinion or they don't talk to you about it.
We're not looking for yes men.
No, we're not looking for yes men, because that doesn't work either. But if you feel strongly about something, let's say you need a career change because your job is so stressful, or it doesn't fulfill you, and you're 47 years old and you say, oh my goodness, how is this going to be? I'm still going to be doing this when I'm 55, when I'm 59. The people that you surround yourself with must say, okay, maybe we're going to take a financial hit. Maybe we're going to have to be creative and we're going to have to phase this in, but I'm here to support you. I'm here to show up for you. I'm here to help you honor your gut. So surrounding yourself with people who support your inner knowing, not yes men, but support you when you share what's true for you, is essential for happiness and peace and joy and feeling contentment and all of the various forms of love is our goal. That's our goal. Because staying stuck and not being able to show up as who we truly are, as what we truly believe, as what we need, that's when we're not being authentic. That's when our inner gut gets pushed down, our inner knowing set aside. And then what typically happens, what I've seen as a coach, is people just start going through the motions. Okay, I guess this is my lot in life. And it's sad to see. It's sad to see because you can see it in people's eyes when they've lost hope. And I believe that we lose hope when we can't honor our inner knowing, or when we have been so filled with fear because maybe we have been belittled, maybe we have been shamed when we have shared what's true for us. And then the light goes out of our eyes. The first year that we were making morning intentions, we talked about smiling with our eyes. And you can tell when people smile with their eyes, and you can also tell when the light has dimmed. And what I always say to myself as a coach is the light may be dimmed, but the light's still there. That's why I try and you try to create a safe space so that people can share.
We know healing is possible.
We know healing is possible, and we know that many times people haven't felt safe to follow their gut. I'm here to tell you, if your inner wisdom is telling you something, find a safe space to not only share it, but to help you live it and take action upon it.
We can't go past this topic without also mentioning we have to be good supports for other people's guts.
Yes.
And inner wisdom.
Yes, we must.
It's not just about how we're treated on morning intentions, it's also about how we're treating others. That kindness, the compassion, the consideration.
The grace. The grace is just compassion in action.
Absolutely. So are we snuffing out someone else's inner wisdom? Are we demeaning it? Are we putting it down? Are we the ones that are saying that's stupid? Those are the things we have to check in for, because we may do it without thinking. We may have just gotten into the habit, and we'd say the first thing that comes to mind if we aren't being intentional with our words.
Well, that takes us back many conversations to the two of us. We would be working together, and you no longer do this, but you would start with no. Starting with no, when somebody says something that could be true, like, oh, I have a gut instinct, this would be the best action to take, or whatever the case may be. And if we're the type that would start with no,
it kills the other person's spirit.
It can crush their spirit. And what they'll stop doing is sharing their inner knowing with you.
So follow my non-example, or
well,
don't follow my example.
You've learned not to do that.
I've learned not to do it. But don't do what I've done, which is start with no. If you can't give it a yes, start with I'll think about it.
Yes.
And use that as a transitional phase in a transitional phrase. And then move into starting with yes, if you can. But when you start with no, you can really crush people's spirit, and then they stop sharing. You're right.
I think starting with tell me more, or would you be willing to share me more?
I like that better than I'll think about it.
I think starting with would you be willing to tell me more? Because then you get to see what's really true, because they're going to share more.
Yeah, maybe your initial reaction to it was wrong. Maybe you didn't really understand what they were saying. So surround yourself with people who you can trust with your gut and your inner wisdom, and also be someone that you can be trusted with someone else's gut and inner wisdom. And that actually is our intention for today. I will surround myself with people that I can trust with my gut and inner wisdom, and I will be someone that others can trust with their gut and their inner wisdom. Thank you so much for joining us today. Our day is better because you are part of our day. See you tomorrow.
See you then.